Greetings, Terrans. This is Branthar here again as DCUO Basemaster on YouTube. And today we are here outside of Majnun Manor. That's Majnun Manor. It is an insane asylum here located conveniently on Arkham Island, away from the maddening crowds. Today we are here with Saltina. We needed to let him finish. Well, speak for yourself. This is Halloween, and I'm not sure if all of us are quite still human anymore. Anyway, this is Saltina. Say hello. She is Portuguese and North African, and she is from Cabo Verde. Her family are a family of pirates, and let's discover her origin story and check out Majnun Manor. And hello there, everybody. We are here in the courtyard of Majnun Manor, and we are with Saltina here. Let's just take a look around the grounds here. And up into the main area. It's rather grand, and if you notice, there's a lot of Halloween-related stuff. She is part of a pirate family, of course, a Portuguese pirate family of musicians and cooks and singers and artists. We're going to get more into her story in a minute. If you notice, she has the guiding light of her family shining down upon her, as all of them have passed. And you may notice some interesting sounds around the asylum, as it is an asylum. If you imagine, it's basically Shutter Island for girls. And as we work our way up, you see a lot of religious iconography as well as other types of iconography as well. Cabo Verde picked up a lot of different customs from a lot of different places, from the Portuguese, from North Africa, in food and song, and in music. And let's take a moment. Here, if you notice, this is a sigil to her family. This red sphere represents her love for her family and represents the heart of her family. On her birthday, which is October the 7th every year, this green sigil lights up and these pumpkin heads light up. And when she plays a song, it allows her to access her past and the family history of her family being taken and brought to Cabo Verde and enslaved. And once this a beautiful song has been performed, we're going to be able to take some steps into Saltina's past, back into the 1700s, through a Portuguese galleon, for which we will find the final resting place of her family's history. Now that the song has been played, and time has changed, let's move over into this area a little bit. And if you notice, here is the miasma of Saltina's past. And if you notice, this is the doorway to the to the galleon of a Portuguese ship. And as we move our way through the darkness in the miasma, there's the writing desk of her father, And there is the work desk of her mother. Some of her work is in the tank. These are seafaring pirates. And as you notice, there's something rather not quite right here. This is the burning room. This is the room where she witnessed her conception through a voodoo curse after Portuguese officials murdered her father and raped her mother. And she was protected by this voodoo curse, and that is how her conception happened. This is her tomb. Her mother was placed in a tomb. She was born 9 months later and dug her way out of the tomb. And these are all of the accoutrement of her weaponry. As you can see, there are poisons on the table, and if you notice, she also has a few methods of injection on her waist. This is one of her abilities that she acquired through this rather voodonic transgression. As we make our way through the galleon ship, she is more and more confused and more enraged until we finally get to the final moment of this, which is behind this door. And these are all of her detractors. These are all of the people through the history of her family who have besmirched her name and destroyed her life and the life of her family. When she was discovered, because they did find the hole in the ground, they knew that something was amiss, and the Portuguese soldiers captured her and forced them to cook for her, as they forced her mother to cook for her. So she cooked for them. She made them all a big pot of stew. Each one of them a special pot of stew, and each pot of stew was different. Each one thinking that they had the best pot of stew began to eat without thinking. And before you know it, they all began seeing demon worms, and they all died. Well, this was in the 17th century, and this is what's left. This is what's left of the story. She has vanquished her family. If you notice above, the family is into cuisine. There is all of her cuisine hanging from the roof. Well done, Saltina. Shall we go this way? That looks a little bit dangerous. We're not afraid of cannons. You know, neither is Pippi Longstocking, but let's move back this way. If you notice that there was the end of one of the rituals. If you notice, this is the table of all of the gentlemen who conceived her. Goodbye, gentlemen. And we're going to move out of the 17th century, out of this this Portuguese galleon. I got stuck on that Spanish galleon earlier. That's okay. I can make as many mistakes as I like. And we're going back to the main gallery of Majnun Manor. There's some kind of demented cat or something happening. Now this area right here, it's really quite interesting. I've heard from a number of base designers about how they really like, much more realistic bases. I always thought designing the flash ones was really quite fun, but as a very simple moment, this is probably one of my favorite moments in a base. You have a cornucopia, you have a wide shimmering tapestry keeping you nice and warm. There's a Fabergé egg, a dynasty rug. There's a great view of the city, and you're just sitting here on this broken stone coffin, kind of noticing the heat from the flames and the candles, and just having a lovely conversation. I really, really love this area. I wish this existed in real life. We can sit and have a chat. Anyway, if you notice there is something awry here, there's a little bit of experimentation going on as things get a little more bubbly with some eyes. This is what's left of the gallery of Majnun Manor. And if you notice here, this is the scientific experimentation area. And if you notice, this is where the main experiment is happening. There is some light being beamed down, as well as some rituals being performed with candles above. This information will be written down here, and the corpses will be taken care of, and eventually they will be put into the incinerator. Over here, this is the meat packing sort of area, or rather the cold storage. You can hear they're working in the background. And over here, this is an area where you can actually see the operations happening in Majnun Manor. This is where this is clearly the area where all of the mad scientists work. And we're just going to take a step over here. You can hear something. Ah. What's cooking? Well, it looks like it's fresh mummy. If you notice, this is the maturation tank where you marinate. This is the area where you can see once everything is done. Here are all the spices on the wall, and here are all of the implements for you to be able to dissect your meat and basically just cook it right there, right in front of you. Please make sure to wash your hands. It's a necessity. Nobody knows where the meat comes from. They say it's mummy, but they say it's wrapped kangaroo or something. I'm not quite sure. You know, I've been hearing a lot of noise over here. It's really irritating. What is this? Oh, it's couples therapy. If you notice, there's a chair for the psychiatrist in the middle, and the two on either side. Oh, that's really upsetting. I don't want to hear that. Oh, I think you can get into this suit, and it will shield you. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That's so much better. I feel like I can hear again. I feel like I want to talk. I want to communicate. I think it's helping our little couple. Well, the previous couple, if you notice, there's 3 little piles of ash. Because when they get angry enough, the T-spheres go off and electrocute everybody. But the thought is still there. Couples therapy. Have a look into it. And this is the main scientific area of the asylum. So there's only one more way to go. And let's see if maybe we can run through this. Oh, there we go. Oops! She almost got her wings cut off. Well, there's one more door. Let's see what's behind it. Oh! This isn't an insane asylum at all. This is just a cabin in the woods. Oh, this is great. Oh, we're safe now. All that stuff was fake that I told you about before. How wonderful. Well, if you look at this, is where the scientists, the doctors, the psychiatrists, and, of course, the plethora of security staff are housed. This is something I discovered a while ago. This is really great. This is the world domination map. paired with the whatever I've forgotten the name of it is. it's the the weapon rack. But if you notice, this is what it looks like in its pristine condition. And then, by the way, these police lockers are amazing. And this is what it looks like when you put the domination map behind it. It's really quite a cool little combination. And over here, there's a police scanner for Gotham. There's some food. And this is the main computer system for the manor. Well, let's see what the computer system is doing. Oh, that didn't turn anything on or off. Oh, what's here? Oh, no. Oh, no. It really is a cabin in the woods. And her mother wasn't a virgin. And now the entire world is going to be destroyed. And on top of that, look what's happened. It's even worse than that. What is this? This is a pulpit. Oh, no. You're in church. You have to go to church. And everybody's laughing at you. And it's the Sunday right after Halloween. And everybody's vomiting everywhere. And they're vomiting out of their eye sockets as well. Happy Halloween, everybody. Oh. And there we have it. This is the end, my friends. At the very end, here is the bone throne, because when you take the throne, you get boned. And who is behind all of this? None other than Athena, Hecate, and Zeus. It's always the Greek gods that are always making the most drama, making fun of people. Look, now you have to show this to your parents. They're not going to want to see this. They'll laugh at you too. Say, this is awful. Anyway, this is Majnun Manor. If I am pronouncing it incorrectly, Majnun is the Arabic word for insane or crazy. One of the style elements that actually I wanted to look at briefly was kind of putting all of these things together in the laboratory room, in the insane laboratory room. So we're going to go back into it, and I'm going to break some stuff down, and then we'll go back to the front and back to the fun fantasy. To get the meatpacking plant, this is quite interesting. This was not showing earlier. This was actually hidden. This is the first time that this is twisted in this way, so you actually got to see it a little bit. That was a little bit sad. Because of base item usage, I already used the sound in a different place. However, you can use the barbecue from Summer in here, and it will make a crackling sound. Over here, of course, I used the Summer. I use the Summer speaker, and you can hear the parrot now. For some reason, he was not popping earlier. He was really difficult to place right behind this wall to get all three of these sounds of a crazy person sounding like your husband or your wife. You know, this sound together in this laughing mania suit that was created, and all of the two. There were two T-sphere totems that were in here that I used in order to create this specific effect. So all in all, it was quite a number of like little things all happening at the same time. So why don't we go back to the front? And I'll kind of stand in sort of a vainglorious position and give everybody a wave goodbye. Can I wave again? I still can't wave. Anyway, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Halloween for the month of Halloween, and enjoy your Halloween in whatever eternity that you embody in your multiverse. All right, see you guys later. Thanks for visiting. Bye-bye.